Hi, hi guys. In this opportunity, we are going to talk about word formation processes in English. This is another activity that morphology do to study how words are entering in our language, and that is word formation. We are going to start then with defining what is word formation. Are ways in which a word can enter in a language. We have many types of word formations in English, around from 10 to 12 types of word formation. And there are things of constant evolution of languages. As we already know, languages are not static, they are dynamic. They change because of the needs of the people, because of their creativities of the people and needs that we have to construct new words, to construct new phrases, to entering and to referring in specific things that we are living in our lives. A really common word that we are using nowadays, and it's almost everywhere, is the word coronavirus. That word didn't exist 100 years ago, for example. That word doesn't exist, but nowadays it's common. Nowadays everyone uses it because it's a need to use it. It's a term that we need to use, that we need to talk about, because it's something that we are dealing with nowadays. And those are signs of vitality and creativity. As I said, languages are like that, are dynamic. It's a process of interaction. It's a process of creativity, and that's why we are, as a human beings, we need to construct new words, and word formation help us to do that. As I said, we have like around 12 types of word formation, and here you have a specific percentage of how it's English language divided according to the different word formation processes that exist. We have affixation first. 30 to 40% is the most common one. Most of the words that we use are normally are process of affixation. Then we have compounding, then we have conversion, clipping, acronymy, and blending. As you can see, affixation and compounding as the most important ones are the ones that have the higher percentage, because are the common ones. But then we have another ones like conversion, clipping, acronymy, and blending, that we are going to see each one of those in detail. Let's start then by talking about affixation, guys. This is something that you are used to do in morphology. You already did some exercises, some practices about it. So you know that affixes are prefixes and suffixes and sometimes infixes. But the most common ones are prefixes and suffixes, right? It's a process of forming words by adding affixes or to morphemes. What are morphemes? Are the basic units of meaning. Remember that, guys. Morphemes are basic units of meaning. So we have that the root word, we have it, and then we add a prefix or a suffix. It will depend on what you are going to communicate or how you are going to change the word. English uses only prefixes and suffixes. Okay, there you have an example here. We have the word sing plus er. What is sing? Sing is the morpheme that is representing the root word, the base form of the entire word. And then we add a suffix. In this case, we are adding er. And we change the word for singer. Sing plus er, singer. Un plus real, we have unreal. What are some characteristics of prefixes and suffixes? Well, prefixes change meaning, guys. Let's take a look here to the word unreal. What is real? It's something that you can perceive, something that you can touch, something that you can feel, so that's real. But if you add the prefix on, which is a negative one, you change the meaning. Now it's unreal. Now it's the opposite, right? On give you a denotation of negativity. So it's changing the world. Now it's something that you cannot perceive, something that doesn't exist. But what happened in the other term? Singer. We have the base form sing, which is a verb, and we add the suffix er. So in that case, suffix change the parts of speech. Now we have the word singer. So we make a change. We change the verb, adding the suffix er, and now we have a noun. So we change the verb for a noun. So that is affixation, guys. This is another word formation that is called conage. What is conage? It's a really strange word, right? But it's not that complicated. A conage is the invention of a totally new terms. That's conage. Okay, we have a thing, but we need to add a name. So we create a totally new term to name that thing. And there are invented trade names. As typical examples of this conage process is aspirin, nylon, zipper, and etc. What is this? What it means? So a conage word, it's something that we name because of the brand name, because of the trade name. For example, aspirin is really common. We say, oh, I need an aspirin because I have a headache, I have a toothache. But the word that is correct is to say I need a pill. But we know, we name to every single pill that exists, we call it aspirin. So it's a term that we add normally for referring to a specific thing, but we name it for the brand name. Another example is Kotex. Kotex is a feminine thing that we use, the women use when they are in the period. Well, we said Kotex for every single other brand that exists in the market. So this is how it works. And this is a technical origin. Most of the words that are conage words, zipper, nylon, aspirin, are technical words that companies create to name that specific product, but we name it normally in our daily lives. Then we have borrowing. What is borrow? It's to take something for a specific time. That's borrowing. And there are new words that enter in our language through contact with another languages. As already explained when we started this class, English language had contact with other languages, other nations. For example, France, for example, Romans, and they enter some terms, some words into English language because of the invasion. English, for example, says borrow a lot of French words. Do you remember that we talked about this? That some law terms are taken from French words and we enter into English, so that's happened. Then you have examples. Barbecue, that is from Spanish. Piano is from Italian. Sofa, it's Arabic. Croissant is French. And yogurt is Turkish. We already use these words, but we don't know the origin. But they are borrowing words that are common from us, but they were taken from a specific nation, from a specific contact that we have with another nation that is not English. I'm going to continue, guys, in another video, continuing with talking about some other word formation processes that exist in English.